Welcome to Titan Fitness in Coogee. My name's Amy Fox and I'm joined by TV personality Cam Williams and Miss Universe Tegan Martin.
Before, after.
Yeah, that's a good one. So today, guys, we're actually going to be doing lat mobility. So your lats are the big muscle here. I'm going to get Tegan and Cam both on the ground. We're going to do a quick test just to check the health of their shoulders and how well they move. So guys, can I get you on the floor? Arms at 90 degrees. And before we start, we're going to just do a quick check. So keeping your arms in this position and just go forwards and backwards. So we're checking the internal and external rotation. Sometimes when the lat muscles get tight from lots of back training, Cam does a lot of swimming. Tegan in the spotlight for the modelling as well. So posture is really important. It's such a big muscle and you need to keep it nice and healthy, not only with strength, but also mobility and stretching too. So as you can see with Cam, what I'm looking for is that the hands are going flat on the ground at the front, so internally rotated there. And can you see, sorry Cam, if I keep you in that position, his shoulder here is slightly elevated. And Cam, you were telling me just off camera before that you've been doing a lot of swimming and that area has been getting tighter?
It does, yeah. And I feel like I have to push my hand down to keep it there. It's not relaxed there, I'm holding it down. So yeah, this lifts up a lot. It feels very tight through here in this movement. And
then taking your arms back the other way.
Yeah,
as you can see, it's a lot flatter. So he's having problems with the internal rotation. So after we do the little release work, we should see a big difference there. Also, can you see here, Cam's wrist isn't touching the ground. It's slightly elevated too. So more flexibility through the forearms too. And as you said, you were sitting at the computer or you're at the desk a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Tegs, let's just have a look at you. So Tegan has got almost the same thing, same kind of thing happening, and this does happen with a lot of tall girls. So because they are so tall, they will tend to hunch to look down at people, especially me because I'm so short, so you do that all the time with me. Yeah. So as you can see, she's coming through the internal rotation. Tegan's chest looks a little bit tight here, which would put a lot of stress again on her upper traps. So things like headaches, that kind of thing would be as a result of that. So, all right guys, that's great, jump up. And let's get into the mobility. Okay, so you can see Tegan and Cam, they're both on the foam rollers in the lat release position. We're going to start with a very small pulse. So if I can get these guys to do 10 reps, pulsing up and down. Now, depending on how sensitive the area is, you might need to support more of your own body weight. So as you can see, Cam's got his hand on the ground here, so does Tegan. The other hand that's out here straight should be nice and flat against the floor. If you have shoulder problems, you can modify it slightly and take your hand to 45 degrees instead of 180 in line with the body. So just modify it based on the health of your own shoulder, and if you're feeling any pain, obviously change it and make it easier. So these guys are going up and down. One thing to remember when you're in this position, push the lat muscle back behind the body. So you're pulling it back behind the body rather than trying to tuck the muscle back underneath the armpit. So that will start to limit mobility. So it's a better idea to push it backwards. Painful, guys, or you're right?
Yeah, no, painful. That hurts everywhere. Is it meant to hurt everywhere?
So if the muscle is tight, you'll definitely notice that you'll start to wince a little bit too. So once the guys have done the rolls for 10 reps, they're going to try and find the most tender spot, and they're going to turn their body and actually open up through the scapula. So the scapula is that bony part on your back here. So again, keep it moving so it's very dynamic. So stay in the same spot, find the tight spot or the tender spot, and then just roll your body, open up to the ceiling and come back again.
Oh, that's
That's it. So Cam's kind of gone over and he's rolling up and down. So I'm just going to modify it slightly. So Cam, find that sore spot, then come this way and turn backwards and forwards. Okay. Yeah, so then open up your whole body. That's it, that's it. And at times you can actually feel the muscles sort of under your scapula as well. So try and get right in there. That's it. So do 10 of those and then go back to the up and down movement. So remember with these, because they're mobility exercises, you do them at the start and you have to keep it moving. So you're trying to increase the blood flow and warm up the area. Do 10. As the muscle starts to get more relaxed, you can make it harder by lifting the hips up off the ground. So as you can see here, Tegan's lifted the hips right up, which means that there's more of her own body weight down on that lat area. And then last but not least, going back to the open and close. So try and keep the hands straight. That's it.
Crunch.
Good. It will feel a little bit crunchy, a little bit painful, but remember there's a difference between a good pain and a bad pain.
I like this pain.
Yeah, it's relieving afterwards, I promise.
Pain is my friend.
Okay, so the next part of the dynamic warm-up for the lats will be using the broomstick. So we're going to focus on the lats by stepping forward with the left leg. We've got the broomstick in the right arm, and if I can get these guys to get into position, I'll talk you through it. So you're going to hook the broomstick around to the opposite leg, that's it. So we're actually stretching this side, so this lat muscle here. All right, so what I'm going to get the guys to do is drop the knee in 10 times. So you'll see a very, very subtle movement at the shoulder here, because as you drop the knee in, it's going to pull that arm that way. So you're going to really feel the stretch through the attachments. You can feel it?
Yeah.
So just very gently. And Cam, if I can get you just to open up through the chest a little bit more, that's it. So whenever you're doing these exercises, you think about your core muscles, you try and keep everything up nice and tall, so you're in neutral spine position. So do the 10 knee drops, then we're going to modify it and bring the stretch all the way down to the top of the hip here through the side obliques. So you'll see the guys, they'll drop to the side very gently 10 times. And you work within your limitations as well, so never to the point of pain, but you should definitely feel that pressure of the stretch under load.
It's hitting, you know what, I've never had a stretch that hits exactly where I want it to hit in that place.
It's a good one, it's a good one.
How's my balance going?
You will get better at the balance. And if you can see here, see Cam's shoulder is elevated, so be conscious of your posture. Yep, try and drop down as best you can, that's it. And just drop side to side, like that. You'll really feel it on the top of the hip here when you're dropping to the side.
Yeah, you do.
So remember, keep moving, so make sure it's a dynamic movement. Keep the blood flowing, warming up the muscles. Make sure the movements that you're doing are very smooth as well. So try not to bounce during these exercises because you're more likely to tear something, especially if it's cold. Have a little rest, we'll do that again. And remember, that was just one muscle release as well. So generally when you're doing this exercise, you'd team it with something else that you might need. So for example, Tegan is quite tight through the traps here, so I would give her a lat release as well as a trap release at the same time for more benefit. And with Cam, I would probably go the lat release with more of a chest release exercise, which we'll show you in another video. So this one for the lats, great for swimming, great for back training and postural improvement, so give it a go.